Oh, maar één.
Net er.
Maar één.
Kijk.
Niet erbij.
Hij zit dood, we kunnen een body pakken.
Oh mijn god. Leuke hunting rifle.
6
Ik RPG de box.
Allebei 1 HP volgens mij.
Nice, Indo.
Die munitie,
Nice.
Neem die bandage zoeken, neem die bandage zoeken.
Eerst gewoon, is op rechts.
Thank you.
Ik ben gerift.
Ik ben 65 HP. Pak hij in, pak hij in.
Eén op één. Dood.
Ik ben nu ook in de lucht.
Dood. Bellen, boys. Let's
Ik
go.
heb
Wat een zieke beetje. Boys, dat is een chat, man.
dat niet meer.
Boys, er zijn
You know, it doesn't matter if you choose left.
Video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about something super important, which is the most common mistakes you guys make while trying to improve at Fortnite. This video is going to cover 7 different mistakes, and all of these are pretty common mistakes I see a lot of beginner to intermediate players making, and even some advanced players, to be honest. And overall, I can almost guarantee that some of these mistakes apply to you. Before we get into it though, be sure to drop a like on the video if it helps you out, subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more, and lastly guys, if you want to show some extra support, it's always super appreciated if you could use code TECHO in the item shop. It's 100% free for you. It only takes like 5 seconds to type in, and it seriously does help me out a bunch. As always, a giant thank you to everyone who uses it. But with all that said, we've got a lot to cover, so let's get right into today's video. So the first common mistake a lot of players are making in Fortnite nowadays is landing too aggressive. At the time I'm making this video, one of the biggest issues is the fact that although healing spawn rates have been buffed, it still is pretty hard to find max HP off spawn, and without Siphon in the game, it makes early game W keying much worse of a choice than it used to be. Back in the day, if you wanted to land tilted, that would be totally fine because you could get a bunch of Siphon from the kills you get, but nowadays it's super hard to survive consistently if you actually do that. So nowadays, if you find yourself fighting a lot of people off spawn, you're most likely going to end up getting third-partied and dying if you have low HP and no Siphon. Of course, dropping hot is totally fine if your only goal is kills, for example, if you're going for like a 20 bomb or something like that. But what I'd recommend you do, at least if you're trying to be more consistent in your games, especially in ranked, is to land at a POI on the quiet to moderate side, a place where you might be contested by a couple of people and not low amount of heals. The way I typically see this done is by landing at a spot far away from the bus, or just at a classically quiet spot, like Risky Reels, Haunted Hills, Flush Factory, or other spots like those. And if you're hills, then you can rotate straight from those places to contested spots, especially towards the center of the map, and you're going to be at a huge
How did he lose it? How did you lose that?
Advantage whenever you get into a fight, especially since you took that extra time to get yourself kitted. The way you want to look at this is in your early game, you're setting yourself up for your mid and late game. So it doesn't matter if you have 10 kills coming out of early game if you're totally shambles and you die to the next player. Take your early game to get yourself set up, get those heals, get those materials. That way the rest of your game goes smoothly. Getting into our next super common mistake people make in Fortnite, and this one is the way they handle pressure. Oftentimes someone gets hit hard in a fight and they don't know what to do. When I watch average players and even some pretty good players, I notice one mistake a lot of them make, and that's that they handle pressure very poorly. When they get hit for heavy damage and start getting sprayed, they don't know what to do and they end up getting sprayed to death or getting boxed up. In this situation, you have two different goals. You want to heal up and you want to get counter damage. This process can go in either
I cannot believe I'm stood.
order depending on how you play. You can heal up first and then get counter damage, or you can go for your counter shot right away to catch your opponent off guard and get the pressure off you. That way you can easily heal. In terms of healing up, the biggest thing you're going to want to do is switch to your hard materials immediately, such as brick or metal, and build at least a couple of boxes. If your opponent is behind you, you can also tunnel with a ramp behind you, as you can see on screen. Using that technique is going to allow you to create distance and avoid your opponent hopping on your wall and getting damage off. So that's just one technique for it, but it is a really good one, so definitely keep that in mind and practice it in creative if you don't know it already. So overall, you want to focus on two things when you end up in this pressure situation. You want to get counter damage, and you want to use your hard materials to create distance and give yourself opportunities to heal. One of the most common mistakes virtually everybody makes in this game is when they get into a fight and they edit on their opponent, they make a wide open edit and their opponent pre-fires them for huge damage, if not a kill. It's a pretty simple tip, but what you want to keep in mind here is that when you're editing, editing on your opponent, they're most likely going to try and pre-fire you right back. So if you make a wide open edit where they can see you, they're just going to shoot you. So what you want to do here is
Pecan pie is one of the most fattening foods on planet Earth. According to the Daily Meal, just one slice has over 23 grams of protein. That's already a while I'm eating not just one slice, but an entire pecan pie for breakfast. Join me on this epic calorie adventure.
Give me that. 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 the maiden. What the hell? What? Guess what? Ja, het is wel goed. Hallo. Oké. Dit is toch wel beter. Maar Mike. Oké. Ja, zie. Oh. Love you.
I spend the next 24 hours eating every